Stay informed, Bahamas, stay ahead. It's your daily Bahamas headlines.
Good morning. These are your Nassau Guardian highlights for Wednesday, February 4th, 2026, brought to you by your Daily Bahamas headlines, especially for people on the go and those who are visually impaired. We begin with the main front page story. The Free National Movement has ratified 12 candidates ahead of the next general election, with the headline nomination being former NBA star and actor Rick Fox for the Garden Hills constituency. Party leader Michael Pentard said the party is now in the home stretch, with just 2 seats left to fill. Fox said his decision to run was not about personal ambition, but about serving where he believes he is most needed. Addressing criticism that he is an outsider, Fox stressed that his life, family, and roots are firmly in the Bahamas. The Guardian notes that Fox's candidacy significantly raises the profile of the election and could energize younger and disengaged voters. Turning to healthcare, the president of the Consultant Physician Staff Association, Dr. Cheryl Lockhart, says conditions at Princess Margaret Hospital are the worst she has seen in her 22-year career. Speaking on Guardian Radio, she described critical shortages of staff, equipment, supplies, and medications, saying the public health system is in dire straits. She recalled having to bring tools from her private office to treat a child in the emergency room. Dr. Lockhart said, recent industrial action by nurses further exposed how fragile the system has become and warned that healthcare workers are leaving not just for better pay, but because of poor working conditions, lack of respect, and no clear vision for healthcare. On Grand Bahama, West Grand Bahama, M.P. Kingsley Smith attempted to clarify comments that appeared to contradict Prime Minister Philip Davis on the status of the Grand Lucayan Resort sale. While the Prime Minister says the resort was sold, Smith initially suggested the transaction had not happened, later saying his remarks were misinterpreted and that he remains aligned with the government. Despite this, The Guardian reports there is still no visible progress at the resort, and employees continue to face delayed pay, reduced work weeks, and utility shutoffs, raising ongoing questions about whether the sale was finalized. In national affairs, first-time voters at the University of the Bahamas say education, healthcare, crime, and mental health are their top concerns heading into the election. While some expressed frustration with political apathy and empty promises, many said they still plan to register and vote, believing participation is the only way to influence change. Now to the business section front page. The Bahamas Pharmaceutical Association has issued a strong warning to pharmacies allegedly dispensing prescription drugs without prescriptions. BPA President Dr. Marvin Smith called for full-time pharmacy inspectors to enforce the Pharmacy Act, warning that unlabeled or improperly dispensed medicines endanger patients. He stressed that the allegations do not reflect the majority of pharmacists and reminded the public that buying prescription drugs without a prescription is also illegal. In other business news, the Integra Group's public consultation for its Samson Cay development in Exuma is moving ahead despite objections from some stakeholders. Central Bank Governor John Roll also said wider adoption of the sand dollar depends on integrating it with government systems and implementing faster payment technology. Meanwhile, a Bimini Marina owner says business is flat, describing the area as a ghost town amid ongoing concerns over increased boating fees. In court and police news, a man who pleaded guilty to incest involving his young daughter was sentenced to 15 years in prison, sparing the child the trauma of a trial. In a separate case, a woman caught with a loaded firearm in her purse pleaded guilty and was granted bail ahead of sentencing. Police are also investigating a break-in at the Bahamas Customs warehouse, where a large quantity of valuable items was stolen. From the editorial, The Guardian criticizes what it describes as poor message discipline within the governing party, pointing to the confusion surrounding the Grand Lucayan Resort as an example of unforced political errors that continue to erode public trust. And finally, from the letters to the editor, one writer describes the public healthcare system as being in cardiac arrest, calling for an immediate healthcare state of emergency and forensic audits of NHI and NIB. Another letter praises Rick Fox's ratification arguing that his candidacy could reshape the political landscape and re-energize voters. Those are your Nassau Guardian highlights for today. Staying informed helps us stay engaged and accountable. Enjoy your day, be blessed, and be a blessing.